Question 1. Which is greater? 0.5 or 0.05? 0.7 or 0.5? 7 or 0.7? 1.37 or 1.49? 2.03 or 2.30? And the last one is 0.8 or 0.88. 0.5 or 0.05. Now which is greater? We can write it as 5 over 10. How to write this 10? At point put 1. And how many digits are after point? Make them 0 in the denominator. 0. Now similarly here, write what is the number here in the numerator 5 and then upon. At point, represent it with 1 and the number of digits, make them 0. So 2 digits, 2 0. So in this way we will do all of them, and that is what we have learned in this chapter. Now we cannot compare them because denominator is not same. So how can we make 10 into 100? By multiplying it 10. So if we multiply it with 10, we also have to multiply numerator with 10 so that the fraction does not change its value. So 5 over 10 into 10 over 10. By fraction not changing its value, we mean that if we cancel it, again we can get back 5 over 10. If we only multiply denominator with 10, not the numerator, then it will come out to be 5 over 100, which will change its original value of 5 over 10. So this is the whole concept. Now 5 by 10 into 10 by 10, we don't have to change it because it is already in 100. Now this is 100, 10 tens are 100 and 5 tens are 50. Now you can easily compare. So 50 is greater than 5, therefore this fraction is greater than this. So this was your first. Now second, 7 or 0.7. 7 is a whole number. So wherever it is not written, we can take it as 1 in the denominator. We have done that. Now 7 over 10, how 10? Represent point as 1 in the denominator and whatever the number of digits after the point towards right hand side, make them 0. So 0. Now we cannot compare. We got to make it 10. So multiplying with 10, similarly for the numerator so that the value do not change. Now 70 over 10 and here it is same as it is. Now we can compare it. 70 is greater, therefore 7 is greater than 0.7. So you got the idea. Now second question, 0.7 or 0.5, which one is greater? So again 7 as it is upon, now point represented with 1 and number of digits after point towards right hand side by 0. So here it was only 1, so 0. The same thing is here, 5 point represented with 1, number of digit is only 1 after point towards right hand side, so we represent it with 0. Now you can easily compare it. So 7 is greater than 5. Now here 1.37 or 1.49. So first what you do, you just forget that there is any decimal. Whatever the number is, just write it down and forget decimal. You have written it. Now in the denominator part, represent decimal with 1 and number of digits towards right hand side. There are 2, 1 and 2. So 0, 0, 2 zeros because 2 digits. Similarly here 149, we will write 149, forget the decimal when writing numerator, then upon point with 1 and number of digits is 1 and 2, so 2 zeros. Now denominator is same, you can easily compare. 149 is greater than 137, therefore this is greater than this. Now here forget this thing decimal, just write the number 203, and here also forget the decimal, just write number 230. You don't have to omit it, you have to write this as well. Now represent it with 1 and number of digits 1, 2, so 2 zeros. Now represent it with 1, 2 zeros. Now you can easily compare, denominator is same, therefore this decimal number is greater than this. Now the last part, 8 over 10, you got the idea. Now 88 over 100, again same, since the denominator is not same, we will multiply it with 10 in order to make it 100, and similarly in the numerator so that the value do not change. Now 80 over 100. Now 88 over 100, clearly 88 is greater. Therefore, 0.8 is smaller than 0.88. What does it mean? It means 0.88 is greater than 0.8. So that was your first question. Second, express as rupees using decimals. So first is 7 paise, second is 7 rupees 7 paise, 77 rupees 77 paise, 50 paise. The last one is 235 paise. Here we have 7 paise. So we know very well that 1 rupee is equal to 100 paise. Therefore, what does it mean? It means your 1 paise will be equal to 1 rupee over 100. So that is what we have done here. It simply means that there are 100 paise in 1 rupee. So 7 into 1 over 100, because it will be less. In rupee, 7 paise will be less. So you also can remember it with the help of that if you want to go towards greater currency, you just divide the number. So 7 over 100 rupees. Easily 7 over 100. Now here, how to put decimals? You just put the numerator as it is. First write numerator as it is. Then count the number of zeros. So you have 2 zeros. So therefore, you will place decimal after 2 digits from that number that you have written towards left hand side. So 1 here, 2 here. So 10 place 0. If you don't place 0, then it is also correct. But in order to make it write better, in order to understand better, you write 0 before decimal. So this was your first. Now here, 7 rupees 7 paise. We need not to convert this. We will add whatever the 7 paise is in rupees. So the same thing, 7 paise in rupees is this thing. So we have done the same thing, 7 over 100. We have written it directly. So 7 rupees adding rupee 0.07 or this thing. So you write this in decimal form, it is 7.00. You place number of zeros, it doesn't mean anything. Then write it as it is. And you have learned it in your previous classes that put point or the decimal below decimal. Then the calculation become easier. So write as it is 0.07. Now 7 as it is 0 and 7. That is 7.07 rupees. Now here 77 rupees. We will not disturb this. We will write them as it is. Now 77 paise over 100. The same concept. Since you are going to above currency or the greater currency, you divide the number by the conversion factor, which is 1 rupee equal to 100 paise. Now here you will write the number as it is 77, then count the zeros. So there are 2 zeros, and then put the decimal after 2 points. So it is 1 and it is 2 here, and place 0. Now it's a matter to add 77.00, 0.2 zeros because there were 2 decimal places here. That's why we place 2 zeros. Now writing this thing 0.77. Important thing is decimal should come below decimal so that you don't get puzzled. So 77 and 77. So it makes rupees 77.77. 50 paise into 1 over 100 rupee. Again the same thing, 50 over 100. You don't cancel it. If you cancel it, you can do it, but you will learn it when you will do many such calculations. So write 50 as it is. So we have written, count the number of zeros. There are 2. So place 2 after 2 towards left hand side. 1, 2. Now here 235 paise divided by 100, writing it in terms of rupees. Now write the number 235, count the digits 1, 2. So 1, 2, 2.35. That was the question number second. Third, express 5 centimeter in meter and kilometer. Second is express 35 mm, that is millimeter, in centimeter, meter and kilometer. Here the conversion factor is 1 meter equal to 100 centimeter. This you have to learn. Therefore, 1 centimeter means simple unitary method. We will get this toward this side. It will get divided because it was getting multiplied here. So 1 over 100 meter. Therefore, we got to convert 5 centimeter into meter. So 5 centimeter, simply multiplication, unitary method, 5 into 100 meter. So we write 5 as it is, then count the number of zeros 2. So we will place after 2, 1, 2, and place 0 towards left hand side. So here we have converted 5 centimeter to meter. Now to kilometer. Again, this you have to learn. This is universal truth. 1 kilometer equal to 1000 meter. Therefore, 1 meter will be equal to simple unitary method, that will be equal to 1 over 1000 kilometer. Same thing, or you can write it as write 1 first of all, then count the zeros, 1, 2, 3 zeros, then mark after 3 points, 1, 2, 3, and place 0 to it. Done. Now we also know 1 meter equal to 100 centimeter. The same thing here. It means equal to this equal to 0.01 meter. The same thing is here. Now why we have taken two things? Because we have to move towards 2 units of measurements. So first of all, we are at 5 centimeter. Okay, we are at 5 centimeter. We will convert it into meter. So simply multiplying it with 5, you get 0.05. When you multiply it with 5, 5 ones are 5 and 0 rest. Same thing. Now we are at meter. We have reached meter. We have to go from meter to kilometer, because our ultimate aim was to go from centimeter to kilometer. Till far we have only reached meter. Now we got meter value, we'll go from meter to kilometer. So here we go. We multiply it with this factor, the factor that we have got here. So when we multiply it, 5 ones are 5, then count these digits after decimal towards right hand side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we will place after 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and write 0 before it. So this was your third question, first part. Now second, express 35 millimeter in centimeter, meter, and then kilometer. So this is the conversion factor. 1 centimeter equal to 10 millimeter. Therefore 1 mm will be 1 over 10 centimeter. Simply unitary method. Now hence 35 will be multiplication with this 35. So you write 35 by 10, 1 0. So placing after 1 towards left hand side from this digit. So this is your 3.5 centimeter. Now we have to convert 35 millimeter to meter. Now 1 meter is 100 centimeter. We have learned here. Therefore 1 centimeter will be equal to this much meter. You have told it earlier. Now 1 centimeter equal to 10 mm. So what does it mean? It means 1 mm will be, and 10 will come below this. So 1 over 10, that is 0.1 centimeter. Now hence 35, we will multiply with this factor. So you multiply it with 35 and then place point, because it was point before 1 digit. So therefore before 1 digit. So we have reached centimeter, but we have to reach to meter. Now we will multiply it with this factor, because from centimeter to meter we have to multiply with this factor. So how we will multiply it? 35 ones are, forget everything, just multiply first 35 into 1. We write 35, then count the digits after decimal towards right hand side. 1, 2, 3. Then we will place here 1, 2, 3. So you will learn it when you'll do many such examples. Now 1 kilometer equal to 1000 meter, because we have to convert from millimeter to kilometer. And we also know 1 meter equal to 0.001 kilometer. And we also know 1 centimeter equal to 0.01 meter. And also 1 mm equal to 0.1 centimeter. This we have done in previous examples here. So first we will move from millimeter to centimeter. Here we will multiply with 0.1. Just multiply 35 and put after 1. So here we put it. Now we are at centimeter. We have to move to meters. So how we can move from centimeter to meter? By multiplying it with 0.01. So we have multiplied it. First we will write 35 as it is, then count 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. Now we are at meters. but we have to move to kilometers. So we will multiply this thing with this thing. How we will multiply? First we will forget everything, just only numbers. 35 into 1 is 35. Then count the digits after decimal. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Then we will place 1 2 3 4 5 6 and place 0 before it. So this is how you do your question. Fourth, express in kilogram. Number first is 200 gram, then 3470 grams, then 4 kg and 8 grams. And the last one is 2598 milligrams. Now again the same thing. That is, we have to go from 200 grams to kg. So 1 kg is 1000 gram. Then 200 kgs will be how much? And we will divide it 1000. Why we divide it with 1000? Because we are going from lower unit to upper unit. You can see here, if we are going to upper units, these are upper units. Milligram is smaller, then we have grams, then we have kg, then we have tons. So we are going to upper, we got to divide. If we are coming to lower, we got to multiply. Just keep this thing in mind. We also told you this in previous question, and this is also the main concept to learn from this exercise. From grams to kg, you have to divide with 1000. So we divide it with 1000. Now how we will write? We will write first numerator as it is, 200 written as it is. Count the zeros, 1 2 3. So we will place after 3 towards left hand side, 1 2 3, then writing 0 before it. And this thing is very same to this thing. These 0 doesn't mean anything. You can omit them, so it basically means 0.2. You cannot omit it if it was some digits like 1 2 3 other than 0 here. Then this value will become wrong if you'll do this thing. This is only case with zeros. 3470 grams. Again, same thing, divided it with 1000 because we are going from grams to kilogram. You have to divide them. If the question was we have to go from kg to grams, we would have multiplied it because we were going from larger to smaller. But here we are going from smaller to larger because kilogram is heavy as compared to grams. Write the number as it is written. Count the number of zeros. Don't include 1. Okay, just count the number of zeros. 1 2 3. So 1 2 3. And again, this 0 doesn't mean anything. So we omit it. It also means 3.47. It is not wrong. You can also write it, but if you have space issues in concatenated form, you can write it as 3.47 kg. Now here, 4 gram, we don't have to convert it. We just have to convert 8 grams. So 8 kg over 1000, write 8 as it is. Count the zeros, not the 1. Do not include 1. Only zeros are 3. So placing after 3, 1 2 3, write 0 before it. So when you add it, how you can add it? Put decimal and add this thing, 4 plus 0, 4, then 0 008 as it is. So 4.008 kg. Now here you cannot write as 4.0. It will change the value because it is some other value than 0. So you have to write 4.008 kg. Here 2598 mg, milligram. So you can see milligram, it was grams. So we have to go to kg, kg. So first we'll have to go to grams, then we will have to go to kg. That means we have to divide with first 1000 and then again with 1000. So 1 kg is 1000 gram, 1 gram is 1000. So we are doing it in one step only. So first write this thing, then divide it with 1 2 3 4 5 6 zeros. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 zeros and placing 1 before it. So first we will write it 2598 as it is, then count these 1 2 3 4 5 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 0 before it. So this is how you go from one unit to another unit of measurement. That is your fourth. Fifth, write the following decimal numbers in the expanded form. So 20.03, 2.03, 200.03, and 2.034. Now we have 20.03. We have to write it in expanded form. So first learn here. So this is your decimal. These are ones, these are tens, these are hundreds. Written here, ones, tens, hundreds, and so on. It goes to millions, and even it goes here, but it is beyond the scope of this chapter. Now this is decimal. Towards right hand side we have tenths, hundredths. This THS differentiates from these digits. Now thousandths and 10,000ths, you can speak it in this manner. So but what it basically means in mathematical form, it means 1 over 10, 1 over 100 means division. That's why THS. Here it was no THS, that means simply multiplication with 10, 100. So that is how we have to represent it. So you can take here the example 20.03, and one more thing, you don't say like here, you have to name it as 2.034, not as 2.034. You cannot say 34. You have to name it as single digits after decimal, like 2.03. So here we go. This 2, first of all we will write this 2, multiply it with its place value. Its place value is what? After decimal 2 digits is tens, and here we will multiply it with 10, therefore it is multiplied with 10. Then we add, because eventually we are adding everything. So 0 as it is, the value, and then the place value. This is real value and this is place value, 1, because it was 1. Then plus, because we are adding everything, then 0, then 1 over 10. Why? Because this place value is 1 over 10 or tenths. Then we add again, and we write this thing, the real value, then the place value is 1 over 100. So 1 over 100 after 2 digits after decimal. Now we will do the here 1, 2, 3. 3 digits apart, that means 3. 1, 2, 3 is hundreds. So you have to remember these. So 2 into, that's why 100, and plus 0, 0. You know, anything multiplied with 0 is 0. Then plus 0. Here it will also be 0 because it is multiplied with 0. Now it is 1 over 10. That's why it came 1 over 10. Then again plus 3 as it is. Then 1 over 100. Why? Because after 2 decimal it is 100. This is how you do your questions. Now second part, it was your third, it is second. Now 2.03, this is which ones? Okay, therefore multiplied with 1. This is what? This is your tenths, therefore multiplied with 1 over 10. Then third, then 3, it is at position hundreds, therefore multiplied with 1 over 100. So this is how you do your question number 5th. 6th, write the place value of 2 and the following decimal numbers: 2.56, 21.37, 10.25, 9.42, and 63.352. Here the place value of 2 is ones. You can see here ones. You have to remember these place values. Just learn the place values and you can do for any question then. Now here it is after 2 towards left hand side. So 2, it is tens. That's why tens. Now here it is tenths. You can see it. Here it is hundredths, and here it is thousandths. So this is your question number 6th. 7th, Dinesh went from place A to place B and from there to place C. A is 7.5 km from B and B is 12.7 km from C. Now Ayub went from place A to place D and from there to place C. D is 9.3 kilometer from A and C is 11.8 kilometer from D. Who traveled more and by how much? You can visualize it. This is Dinesh and he moves from A to B, which is 7.5 kilometer, then B to C, which is 12.7 kilometer. So the total distance will be addition of this, or AB plus BC. And whereas in case of Ayub, he moved from A to D and then from D to C, which is 9.3 plus 11.8. That is what we have done here. By Dinesh, you add it. How you add it? Put point first, then words right inside. First solve this. 7 plus 5 is 12. Okay, then carry. Carry goes to here, 1. You add it. 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 plus 1 was the carry, 10. Okay, then here it is 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. You can also do it in such manner. Now by Ayub, same thing. You add it, put the decimal first, then check here. After decimal 1 digit, after decimal 1 digit, add them. 8 plus 3 is 11. Then carry on. So 1 here. So 1 plus 1 is 2. Then here 9 plus 2 is 11. And again 1 here. That is 1 plus 1 is 2. 21.2. So clearly you can see that Ayub traveled more distance. The question was asking for by how much. Therefore you subtract it. So below decimal you have to borrow. You have to borrow 1. It becomes 11. 11 minus 2 is 9. And since it was borrowed, it becomes 0. So 0, 0. And 2 minus 2 is again 0. So by 0.9 kilometer, distance traveled by Ayub is 0.9 kilometer more as compared to Dinesh. So this was the question number 7. 8th, Shama bought 5 kg 300 grams apples and 3 kg 250 gram mangoes. Sarla bought 4 kg 800 gram oranges and 4 kg 150 gram bananas. Who bought more fruits? So Shama bought mangoes and apples. Apples 5 kg 300 gram, mangoes 3 kg 250 gram, and Sarla oranges 4 kg 800 gram and bananas 4 kg 150 gram. So these are fruits. We have written fruits and you add them. 0, 0, 5, 3 plus 2 is 5 kg as it is, 5 plus 3 is 8. Add here, gram as it is. Orange and bananas are fruits. 0, 0, 5, 8 plus 1 is 9, kg as it is, 4, 4, 8. So we can write it in terms of kilogram only. So it will be 8.550 gram. We learned it how? Because 1 kg is 1000 grams. 8 kg, 950, 8.950 kg. Now you don't have to write grams because you have converted, you have concatenated it with kilograms, therefore kg. So you can clearly see this is greater because this is 8.950, this is 8.550. So this is greater. So Sarla bought more fruits as compared to Shama. This was the question number 8th. 9th. How much less is 28 kilometer than 42.6 kilometer? 42.6 kilometer. Written 28 kilometer, smaller number below because difference has been asked. Kilometer as it is. 6 minus 0 is 6. Point as it is. Now borrow. It becomes 12. Minus 8 is 4. Since borrowed, it became 3. 3 minus 2 is 1. So 14.6 kilometer or 28 kilometer is 14.6 kilometer less as compared to what? 48.6 kilometer. So that was the last question, question number 9th.